I made it. And some Mexican corn muffins.
I know a lot of guys will see this and say, she is really sweet for doing all those things. But from what she said, they're not that close. Maybe they went on a few dates. She's doing too much. She's doing too much. She's scared by doing this. She scared that guy away.
With honey butter. Handmade. Let me know why you ghosted me. That's crazy.
So I got on Hinge again today just because I feel like I'm due for a love interest in my life. And I was swiping through, scrolling through their profiles, and I realized I can't respect a man who has a dating profile. I don't know why. It's like, what's a thing for girls that guys do?
So you're going on a dating site, but you don't like men that have dating profiles. Logic for women. That's their logic. I've never heard something stupider than this. I'm gonna go on a dating site or a dating app to meet men, but I don't like men that have dating profiles. And it's on my birthday. Why, ma'am? Why? I just wanted to have fun today. We're just going to skip this video because it's very stupid.
If a man, and a man that's pushing 40 mind you, ever tells you that he can just be himself with you, he doesn't need to try with you, he doesn't need to put on this front with you because you understand him on an emotional level like no one else ever does, run a fucking mile, okay? Because I can guarantee you that man is still in the DMs of 21-year-old girls, and I can tell you that from experience. So do not make the same mistakes that I do. Run a fucking mile and never listen to anything that a man ever tells you because it's all bullshit.
So many of my clients who are hyper successful financially are terrible with women because they don't understand. I'm speaking the language of logic, deduction, reason, accountability, and problem solving when I'm at work. When I go talk to a woman, if I use logic, reason, accountability, problem solving, and deduction, the girl's like, this guy's a weirdo. Is he autistic? What's wrong with this dude? If I go out on a date with a...
And if you ask women what they want, you know that all of them will tell you, oh, we want a nice guy, a guy that treats us right, a guy that does everything for us. And then that guy, being logical, says, okay, I'm going to do all of those things. And he does it, and the woman still takes him, the woman still cheats, the woman doesn't care about him. And he wonders why, because it doesn't make sense, because women said that's what they want. My guy, I'm here to tell you that what women say they want and what women actually want are two different things.
The girl and she finds me abhorrent, not physically attractive whatsoever, and I make her laugh for 90 minutes, she's gonna want to go out with me again. Sorry, that's just the truth.
The reason I haven't found the man of my dreams is I heard that if you make banana bread, that men will fall in love with you. And I've never made banana bread once in my entire life. So I'm gonna start making banana bread to manifest myself a man.
And I'm going to keep making videos on it.
And get him to fall in love with me.
When did dating become so superficial? I understand that there's always been like it cut me off, but I understand that there's always been a layer of people being superficial. But I have gotten so many comments of guys saying that someone has turned them down because of their height. Ladies, that could have been your soulmate, and you're strictly turning them down because they're short, they're not 6 foot.
Yeah, ma'am, and it's not only about height. They don't like the way that he's dressed. They don't like the way that he talks. Maybe he's too shy. Maybe he's too timid. Maybe he doesn't know exactly what to say when to say it. He's too fat. He's too ugly. There are so many things that a woman can turn down a man for, even if he's the best man, even if he might be her soulmate, as you say, ma'am. It doesn't matter.
Walking dates.
Fine.
A walking date. This is what life has come to. How do you go on a date sober? I don't want to be sober for this.
Put some freckles on. We'll do a swig of tequila.
A swig of tequila at 10 a.m.?
What kind of questions?
This is the kind of woman that will share everything you do with her to her friends, everything, even what you did in bed.
Questions? I don't know. Don't make me more nervous.
A lot of people are struggling dating because they're dating out of their budget. What do I mean by that? Well, some of the best dating advice that I've ever heard is to focus on being your type's type. And it's a necessary reminder, especially in an era where most of our dating advice focuses on what you're getting from the other person. It's all...
Yeah, it's exactly what I've been saying. All women want a guy that is tall, that is handsome, that has game, that makes a lot of money, but they don't ask themselves, are you the kind of woman that those kinds of guys are looking for? What do you bring to the table? If I ask a woman that, I'm a misogynist. I'm an incel. How dare I?
All about making sure that they're up to your standards and your preferences rather than zeroing in on what are you giving. So when what you want to get outpaces what you're able to give, that's dating outside your budget. It's easy enough to say that you want a man who provides, a man who's loyal, a man who's in shape, but sometimes you're just not your type's type. A man with all those things already probably isn't looking to complete you. He's complete, he's good. And he's probably looking for you to bring something to the table, likely something complementary, not necessarily identical to what he already has. But if you're dating outside your budget, you're looking for a guy who is not looking for you. And I know it's super popular to say you should appreciate me for myself, or like, I bring the good vibes, I bring the good energy. But
No, they all say, I know my worth, I know my value. Yes, ma'am, you know your value. That's why you're 40 and still single, of course.
But let's be real for a second. Maybe that's enough for a casual friendship, but a real good relationship requires more from you than just existing.
So, there's this new viral dating trend that's happening with New York women, and I wrote it down because it's quite literally the saddest thing I've ever heard as an effort to get men to ask them out. Okay, listen to this. This is boggling my mind, although I will give points for creativity. So girls are going to Midtown during the week, and if you live in New York or are just familiar with Midtown, that's where pretty much all of the finance guys work, and that's where they get lunch. The girls are going to Midtown during the week and taking the finance bros salads from like Sweet Green or Kava or whatever it is that they ordered for lunch, and then go to the name on their salad order, stalk their LinkedIn, and then ask them out through LinkedIn.
Guys, let me know, because I'm not from New York. I don't know about these places. I've never been to the USA. But do they write your full name? How would they just search their LinkedIn by just one name? I don't get it.
This just goes to show how bad the dating climate is in New York. If you need a confidence boost, girls in New York, and you don't want to be stalking a random dude that's in their finance bro suit in Midtown because their salad order shows their name, go walk past a fire station and wear a really cute outfit.
Yeah, but you don't get it. They don't want the firefighter guy because that guy doesn't have a lot of money. They want the finance bros that have a lot of money. That's what you don't get.
I feel like you'll get the confidence.
Some of you are rebranding overconsumption and living beyond your budget as being a high-value woman, and I need to let you know that it looks absolutely cringe to everyone else. Talking about no broke boys because my hair costs $60 a week, as if dating you is a subscription service.
Yes, and probably her only Sims cost $5 a month.
There's a word for a guy who pays for your company, by the way, and it's not high-value woman. It's SW. And I know everyone by now has talked about how toxic sprinkle culture is, and how many of you are getting your dating advice from literal escorts thinking that it makes you high value, but it's actually insane how far some of you will go. And if you want a guy with a good income so that he can eventually support a family, I mean eventually when you're married, 100% understand, because same. But that's...
They don't understand that just by saying the guy that makes this amount of money online, a guy seeing that video that has that kind of money won't want to date you, because in his eyes you're just a gold digger. If it's not him, it's another guy that has the same amount of money as him or more. You just sound arrogant. You just sound entitled.
It's never what I hear. Instead, No Broke Boys is about him paying for your dinner, him paying for your hair and nails, sometimes even doing the mental gymnastics of saying if he doesn't want to pay for your hair and nails, he's not the one.
And can you see the common denominator in all these women's videos? They're all over 30 and they're all single. They're all hit the wall. They're probably dating guys that are 20, 30 years older than them. That's how they can get those guys to pay for their nails and everything like that.
No, he just has a budget and includes the occasional date, not bankrolling your life because you're the broke one.
So I talked to my friend yesterday, and she's like, hey man, I want you to get your groove back, I want you to stop dating, talk to me, blah blah. And I was like,
why, ma'am? Why so much deodorant or whatever that was? Why? Why? You think it's nice when a guy can smell you from 6 feet away? You think that's nice, ma'am? No, it's not.
that's all well and good, but I'm just not attracted to anyone. I'm not. I think in the last 2 years I can say that I've been attracted to maybe 2 people. 2, physically. And probably 1 emotionally, like we just got along.
Yes, man, that's what hitting the wall means. When you can't find the guy that you want. Either he doesn't look the way that you want, either he doesn't have the money that you're looking for, or whatever you're looking for, you can't find it. That's what the wall means, man, because in your 20s, every guy was competing for you, and now they're not. And the guys that are competing for you now, you don't like them.
But like, she was like, just get on the apps, blah blah, and I was like, I find it so difficult. Like, I met both of my exes out to pick up on the energy, not trying to be your best self, like on the actual apps.
Another single with a nose ring talking about energies. Wonder why she's single.
Actively dating, whereas when you're out and you meet someone, it just happens like naturally, organically.
I would just love to know, where are women finding men in their 30s? Because I have done every dating app. I'm really social, I go out a lot, and when I go out and try and meet someone organically, it doesn't happen. It just doesn't, unless maybe I'm just not approachable. But any of my single friends in London, they're starting to meet people now as well. Nice guys. I don't know, it's like the autumn season. It seems to be like actually meeting nice lads. I don't know if I'm just attracting these men, or am I subconsciously attracted to them and just draw them in and just not finding the nice guys. But like,
man, if your friends can find nice guys, good guys, that treat them right, why can't you? It's because of you, man, you're doing something wrong.
Like, give me a nice guy. Give me a nice guy any day. And I thought by dating older that they were more mature and looking for something more serious. I actually think the younger guys are less broken and less damaged.
Younger guys just want sex. That's why they don't care about you or your personality or your red flags. They will just tell you what you want to hear, sleep with you, and then ghost you.
I actually think girls, if you're in your 30s, go younger, because the older ones, they're fucked. They're absolutely fucked.
So I have been ghosted 2 times this month. If anyone didn't realise, it's the 5th of September today. Actually, I got ghosted by the second one yesterday, so on 4 days for all of this happened. I'm actually meant to be on a date tonight. I've been fake planning, pretend planning it with him all week, but I just didn't realise until yesterday it was pretend. So as you can imagine, last night I was feeling a little bit down in the dumps, and I'm doom scrolling on TikTok, and I come across TikTok tarot readers, but not like the video ones. Like, this one was a live stream, so you basically just need to like send them gifts and then they'll give you a reading.
Yeah, we're just going to skip this video. When they start talking about tarot reading, you can understand why the man ghosted her. You can understand why she's single.
Let's talk about it. 2025 dating. It's absolute carnage. Like, I generally can't fathom it. I've met men that can't love me more than they love themselves. I've met, which I think we're both going in, but like, don't be arrogant with it. I've also met men that have gifted me, men that have told me they'd get a tattoo of me, a man that's kept a photo of me in his wallet from the first date. I've met,
That's weird. That's so weird.
I've met men that say let's go for a date but no follow-up. I've met men that words don't align with their actions. I've met men that have asked me to move to the beach with them. I've met men, like, I generally...
Single at that age, man. That's why. The older you get, the harder dating is.
I cannot do it. I've also met men that are really fucking lovely, but we just don't align.
She wanted to say those were too nice, and she didn't feel the butterflies. Those were too boring.
Or I'm not physically attracted to them, which isn't hard for me. I'm not physically attracted to anyone. But it's absolutely mind-boggling to me. Like, do they think this isn't all men, because I know the men will come on here and be like, not all men are like this. I know. It's just the ones that I choose to date. Why? I clearly have a type. I need to stop dating guys with tattoos, turkey teeth, and a beard.
But she said earlier that she doesn't have a type. Earlier she just said, oh, I don't like a certain kind of guy. This is so stupid. They admit they like the toxic guys, but then they complain about it.
And blue eyes. They're my weakness. My absolute weakness. Maybe not so much turkey teeth, but nice teeth. Maybe I should go with someone with no teeth. Who knows? What the fuck is going on?
It's so crazy to me when they have a certain type and they go for that type for years and years and years, and they get the same result from this guy, from the other guy. When do you start thinking, maybe I should change the type of man that I'm going after? When you're 50? How many men do you have to go after that are your type to say, hey, this isn't working, let's go for another type?
I was just out with my friends on a Wednesday night, kind of like celebrating her birthday with, you know, couples all around me, and I'm the oddball out, of course. And you know what? Like, I really would love to have the mentality of, like, I'm cool being single. I am cool being single. I have been single for a while now. I'm okay.
In case you don't know her, we've made videos about her before, and she's not cool being single. I saw at least 10 videos about her complaining that she can't find a man. More than 10 maybe.
Okay, until I think about what it could be. Part of the night I was like, damn, like just like down, and I didn't know really why like I was down. Not that I'm like feeling male-centered and that I need someone with me, but like how nice is it to have an extra partner? Because like all of my friends have loving partners, loving husbands, fiancés, whatever. Like they just have these people that are just there for them, like through thick and thin, and just like, or they're...
Ma'am, I get it, but let me ask you this. What is up with those nails? Do you actually think men like those kinds of nails? If you ask her, ma'am, do you think men like those kinds of nails? You know what the majority of women will say? I don't care what men like. Yes, ma'am, you don't care. But if you don't care, you can't complain that you can't get a man. Because you don't care.
The biggest cheerleaders. And while my friends are like my biggest cheerleaders, it's just kind of like nice to have that extra boost of someone being a cheerleader for you, you know? And I think like that's what I was letting kind of bother me tonight, because I'm like, it's really nice. It's really cute. I could be so content with being single, and I have been, for real. I mean,
guys, try to find the video about her. I made a special video about her, and you will see how she's complaining that she can't find a man, and now she's saying that she's content.
I mean, like, I'm not looking for anything, but if it happens, it happens, and I'm just trying to hope that it does one day. If it doesn't, I mean, I will live with that. I feel like I'm a firm believer of, like, everything happens for a reason. So, like, if someone's in my life, like, it was meant to be for some sort of reason.
Yes, guys, I believe that as well. And you know why? Because I know there are so many cats that need a home. So many. And there are so many lonely women in the world that won't find a man, that will get a lot of cats. So I agree with this. I support adopting cats. Cats need a home.
If they're not, then, you know, it's not my time. I'm gonna sit here and stress about it, even though I do all over TikTok, so I get it.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? She's a walking contradiction.
I can't deny the fact that even though I'm like a single bad bitch, like I do think of like the what if.
The dilemma of dating in your 30s is time, and I'm not talking about running out of time, I'm talking about time. Like, we don't have time. Like, when do we have time to date? If you're like me, and I've been single for maybe like, well, almost 4 years now, so I've figured out how to fill up my time. Yes, I've dated and I've sort of seen people in the past, but like, you're not going to sit around, wait for a guy and keep time open for them, are you? You're going to live your life, you know?
That's why you're still single, man, because you care about other activities more than finding a man. Do you understand that if you actually find a good guy, a husband, you could potentially be with that man until you die, ma'am? 30, 40, 50 years. So why are other activities in your life more important than that? I don't get it. I swear, they learn in school about math, geography, all kinds of stuff. They go to college, they get a degree, they study to get into the job that they want. They study to excel at that job. But they know nothing about dating. They don't know what men want. They don't know how men think. But they potentially could be with that guy for 30, 40, 50 years. That guy would be the most important person in your life besides your kids. But yet you don't want to learn what men want and how men think and how to get a good guy. You don't care. You only care about how to get money. That's the problem. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you on the next one.
fascist. Another day's labor. This enemy is...
I never asked for this. Communications open. Transmitting. Processing. Processing. One step closer to the shine. Communications open. Audio iron, soul of steel. Audio iron processing. Transmitting. Communications open. Labors underway. Processing. Receiving.
closer to the machine.
Coordinating data.
Processing.
Fascinating. Atari Command Doctrina effective.
Obedience.
I detect the data scent of the prey.
Fascinating.
Communications open.
Atari Command Doctrina effective.
Awaiting enlightenment.
Modus Venator.
Such marvels we have yet to uncover.
Optimized.
Receiving.
The front line is providing reams of combat data.
Indeed. We know.
Regrettably, The current situation cannot be permitted.
Subdominatus Kepra has experience among the Skitari cohorts.
If it means getting our troops out of that grinder, then send me in.
This grinder is the result of thousands of iterations of probability analysis.
Pray forgive Subdominatus Kepra's zeal on this point.
What is the operative? We must relieve the pressure. Disrupt.
Welcome back to another episode of What the Fuck is Wrong with Them 2025.
Okay, so I got dumped again. Shocker, I know.
When is enough enough?
I have been single for over a year.
Where are the decent men in the world?
Dating in Tampa is actually so bad.
I just don't think I'm built for dating.
What the fuck is going on with dating in Australia right now?
I honestly just couldn't give two shits about dating anymore.
Dating in LA sucks.
Can't find him. He's unmatched me.
You will be getting ghosted. You will be getting love bombed.
Do you guys ever wonder why the dating world is such a tragedy?
I am a lover and I am tired. I got blocked by a guy because he called me a low-value female.
Online dating is not for the weak.
So last night I had my first date set up by my matchmaker.
This is what it's like talking to a man on a dating app in 2025 for a hard crisis.
And I can confirm that men literally all over the world are exactly the same.
There is nothing more humbling than Australian dating.
The life of a single person who's dating is actually tough. Like, you have to go through so many mini heartbreaks.
So I've been doing this whole dating thing since I got divorced a year ago. It's been a wild ride.
I'm going on a date with a man. Ready?
So scared.
So I'm considering getting pregnant, so I can have some fucking time off work.
I am about to hit my 5th year of being single. No relationship, no nothing.
The people that need to be having kids are not having kids, and those that don't need to be having kids are having way too many.
True.
Let's talk about the dating world, because I think I've completely fucking given up on this shit show.
Getting ghosted has to be one of the most difficult and confusing things that you can go through.
Of course, there is nothing worse than getting ghosted by somebody that you barely know.
Trying to date or change a miserable man will literally ruin your life.
Dating feels really weird right now. What is going on?
How are you guys getting into relationships like one after the other? I can't even find one person to date.
Divorce is so over romanticized on social media.